Hey gamers, Game with Milko here, bringing you another Clash Royale video, and this is going to be another deck spotlight, which is going to be based around the Sparky. So guys, before we kick it off, can you all do me a big favour and smash that like button? Let's see if we can get 40 likes on this video. So guys, let's have a look at the deck that we're going to be using today. So guys, the deck consists of the Giant, the Prince, the Witch, the Elixir Collector, the Sparky, the Mega Minion, the Zap Spell, and now the Ice Wizard. Oh, I love the Ice Wizard. He is so versatile. Now, as you can see, guys, my Sparky is now level 2 because I was able to purchase the Sparky from the shop this morning, though I'm still yet to actually utilise him as a level 2 card. Obviously, I did purchase the Ice Wizard from the shop the other day as well, and the only other legendary card was my first Sparky, which I got from a legendary chest on the special offer. So guys, let's have a look at how this deck is performing in the legendary arena. And as you can see, this deck is performing exceptionally well, with only one defeat from the last 7 battles. The last one was a 3-1 victory, a 3-1 victory, a 2-1 victory, a 3-1 defeat against a very good opponent, a 2-1 defeat, a 2-1 victory, sorry, 2-1 victory, and a 2-0 victory. So guys, let's have a quick look at how this deck has been doing. So we could look at a couple of these replays. So this is the first replay here. As you can see, we do have the Elixir Collector in our hand, so we're going to be playing that at the back when we hit 10 Elixir. And then we're going to wait to see what our opponent actually does. So as that Elixir builds up, wish our opponent good luck, and then when we get to 10 Elixir, drop that Elixir Collector down. As you can see, our opponent is starting with the Giant in the back. So we're going to let our Elixir build up before we either drop the Witch or the Sparky back that Giant. And as you can see, our opponent drops down the Balloon to help out with that Lumberjack. Luckily, the Ice Wizard and the Tower are able to take out that Lumberjack, and we're going to take out that Balloon as well. We now have the Sparky, the Mega Minion, and the Witch going down the left-hand side. Our opponent places a well-placed Valkyrie there, off on that tower. So I'm going to utilise the Mega Minion here on that Valkyrie, a fantastic counter to that Valkyrie if I do say so myself. Obviously our opponent does manage to get one shot off, but we're not too worried about that. Our opponent then drops the Lumberjack and the Balloon, so I drop down my Prince. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do anything about that Balloon, but I do have now the Giant, the Sparky, and the Mega Minion going in on that tower. My Prince obviously goes straight into that tower, which is fantastic, and the Ice Wizard is there to support the Giant in taking out that Inferno. The Prince near enough takes out that tower, getting it down to 132 HP, while the Sparky takes out that Giant. So we've got one tower with 132 HP here, guys, and we've got the Crown Tower down to 1709. Obviously, that Sparky is doing a fantastic job there on that left-hand side, where the Giant and the Mega Minion take out that other tower. Obviously, we now have both the Ice Wizard, the Giant, and the Mega Minion, which everything going in on this tower, and there we go, guys, in the dying seconds for a solid 3-1 victory. And that's how versatile this deck is. Once you start getting the troops on the ground, it's very, very hard to counter. So we're going to have a look at this next one here, which is a Hog Rider minor deck with obviously another Inferno Tower. Them blasted Inferno Towers cause us no end of headaches, but this deck with obviously the Ice Wizard and the Witch is quite good at countering that. Obviously, this is a very poor starting hand for guys. We have no Elixir Collector, we have no Sparky or Giant. So our opponent decides to drop down the Hog Rider and the Goblin. So we drop the Ice Wizard down and the Zap Spell to take care of those. So at this point, guys, not the best of starts for us. Our opponent's got a bit of damage off on that tower. And then our opponent decides to come down the other side with the Miner and the Spear Goblins. So our opponent at this point is doing very well. I'm going to ignore that though, I'm going to push myself. So our opponent then decides to Fireball our Ice Wizard, unfortunately, and our Mega Minion, which is a very good move. Utilising that Zap Spell as well, giving them a fantastic lead so far. Obviously offer our opponent a well played there, because it was a very well played move. So as well, Elixir's building up, I'm not too worried about using my Elixir Collector at this point, so I'm just going to drop down the Sparky in the back. Our opponent then decides to drop down his Hog Rider and the Goblins, which is obviously going to actually decimate this tower. I'm going to lose that on purpose, I'm not too worried about it, because I'm going to drop down my Giant in front of this Sparky to concentrate on a push down this left hand side. Our opponent then decides to drop down his Inferno Tower. Luckily that Sparky came to the rescue. We now have the Giant, the Ice Wizards and the Sparky taking out that tower, and we have a fantastic push coming down this left hand side. Now we have the Giant, Sparky, Ice Wizard and the Mega Minion coming down there. The Ice Wizard is taking out that Minion Horde with that Mega Minion, and as you can see, the Giant combining with the Sparky to take out that tower for a very solid and a very quick 3-1 victory. One thing we could have done was try and counter our opponent's push down the opposite side, but we decided the best counter to that was actually continuing our push down the left side, which worked very well in our favour, as you can tell. So guys, let's have a look at one more battle here. Now this was against an interesting opponent with the Golem, which I haven't faced in a while. He also has the Baby Dragon and the Mega Minion and Poison in there. So this was an interesting battle, which we did come away with a 2-1 victory. But nonetheless, quite interesting to play. So as we see, we're going to let our Elixir build up. Wish our opponent good luck. So as our Elixir starts to build up, we're going to decide to drop that Sparky in the back. Bit slow there, and our opponent does drop the Elixir Collector though. So meaning we are going to be at a slight Elixir disadvantage in this battle. But we're going to take it from there. So we're going to get the Giant down in front here. And then we're going to drop that off with the Ice Wizard to slow down that Baby Dragon. Now as you can see, our opponent does drop down that Ice Spirit, which was a fantastic job because it allowed the Mini P.E.K.K.A to take out our Sparky and then take out our unfortunate Ice Wizard, and then able to get off one shot off on that tower. So at this point guys, we are in a very poor position. Our opponent is beating us on Elixir nearly, and he does have the Ice Spirit and that Mega Minion doing damage to our tower. So at this point we are losing, so we decide to play our own Elixir Collector, knowing that we are actually losing obviously the Elixir race here. And as you can see, our opponent does drop down that second Elixir Collector as well, giving him a much amazing Elixir advantage over us. So we're going to continue our push now, dropping down the Sparky. And as a countermeasure, our opponent drops the Golem. A very surprising and interesting move here. So I then decide to drop the Witch in support because there's many troops on that we actually need. So we do have the Sparky going in. Now unfortunately our opponent does drop that well-placed Poison spell. So I drop down the Ice Wizard to try and slow everything down. But unfortunately we're just taking damage through the Poison spell and all these troops. So at this point it's not looking good and we are going to lose this first tower. I dropped the Prince down as a bit of a countermeasure, not doing a fantastic job there unfortunately. So not only then do we lose our tower, our opponent still is going to destroy our Elixir Collector and then going to get some tower hits off on our tower. So at this point guys, not looking good. So we then decide to drop the Sparky, but now we're in overtime. This is where this deck excels. Because of all the additional Elixir, we can push quite heavily. So our opponent then decides to obviously drop his Golem again. So we drop the Witch and the Sparky yet again. Our opponent is going to drop the Poison, but I'm going to concentrate a push on the opposite side as a bit of a countermeasure here. So down goes the Giant, the Ice Wizard, and also the Mega Minion. And because of this, we're probably going to take out this tower in one push. All the time we are countering our opponent on the opposite side. So there we go guys, we take that first tower down, giving us the advantage that we so need. So I then drop the Sparky down on the opposite side of the field, probably a wasted move to be fair, because of the Mega Minion and the Dragon. So I drop down my own Giant and the Mega Minion. Our opponent drops down the Mini P.E.K.K.A as a counter. We then obviously drop our own Ice Wizard in support. All we need is a couple of hits on this tower. So you can see the Giant does manage to get one hit off. Unfortunately, the Mega Minion and the Ice Wizard, because of that Poison spell, don't manage to get anything off really. So we drop down the Prince, manages to get one shot off, two shots off on that tower, taking it down to 686. But at this point, our opponent is now levels for devils with XP because he's dropped his Golem. We drop our own Giant down there in the middle, followed by the Mega Minion. So all we need here is a couple of hits. So we get the Giant off, one hit, two hit, three hit. There we go guys, with 30 seconds into overtime for a solid 3-2-1 victory. And that's how this deck works. It's simply fantastic when you hit overtime. It really is. So guys, we do have a friendly battle in progress here between Ram and Real Gamer. Shall we have a quick look at to see who is actually winning this time? It looks like Real Gamer is going in for the one crown here, and he does manage to take it. Does Ram have chance to counter? It doesn't look like it. Oh no, there still is 1 minute 8 left though in this battle. So let's watch this one live and see how these guys perform. So, in goes that miner and those spirits, and they're going to take down that first tower. So it's 1 tower apiece, guys, with a minute left on the clock. We have Real Gamer with the Valkyrie and the Witch, but the Inferno Tower goes down on defense. Well placed poison spell there to try and slow everything down. As you can see, it's offense and defense working side by side. We have the Hog Rider going in here on that crown tower. Personally, I'll probably be switching up to go for that second tower, but that's just personal choice here. So as they both are sitting on near enough 10 elixir here. So down goes that Inferno Tower. The Witch is coming out on defense with that Bomb Tower. Down goes those minions and those Fire Spirits. A well-placed Zap here. Oh, not quite in time. So that Valkyrie does near enough go down. And we're going to see a push on the right-hand side here from Real Gaming. Not the best fireball there, allowing that Hog Rider to get a couple of shots off on that tower, taking it down to 2200. We now have the Witch doing some work on that tower as well. So at this look, guys, it looks like Real Gaming does have the advantage, but he's wasting elixir there. So he drops down the Witch to counter this Pecker. While Ram then decides to drop the Miner, the Fire Spirits, and the minions on that far side. But at this point, guys, it could be anyone's place. A well-placed fireball there, though, does take out that Witch nearly, and that Musketeer. That Poison Spell and Hog Rider are going to town. Managed to get a few shots off on that tower. The tower goes down to 500. Is it going to be a... Yo! 4 HP left on that tower. Can Ram do it? And he does! Oh my god. Wow. 4 HP left on that tower, guys. Well played, Ram. Unlucky Real Gaming 369. You nearly had it, but not quite. Ram was able to pip you there. Let's put a comment up. Well played, Ram. Well played, guys. Let's just try that again. Well played, guys. I'm recording that in a live video. Laugh out loud. See you on YouTube soon. I really should learn how to spell. So guys, that's it. What do you think of the deck? Well played, Ram. The deck obviously consists of the Giant, the Prince, the Witch, the Elixir Collector, the Sparky, the Mega Minion, the Zap, and the Ice Wizard. That's it from me. I hope if you like what you see, comment below, let me know. If you've not subscribed, do me a big favour, guys, and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you gamers next time. Take care.